Hi, willkommen zurück zu einem neuen Video von mir. Ich bin Carlotta, bin 16 Jahre alt und befinde mich gerade in Washington für mein Auslandsjahr. Und in diesem Video erzähle ich euch etwas über meine Gastfamilie, wie die ersten paar Tage waren. Am Ende werde ich meiner Gastfamilie auch noch ein paar Fragen stellen. Meine Gastfamilie besteht aus meiner Gastmutter und meinem Gastvater. Und genau, dann haben wir noch 2 deutsche Schäferhunde und noch 2 Katzen. Und ja, ich habe meine Gastfamilie Mitte Juni bekommen und ich bin am 16. August geflogen. Also habe ich sie circa 2 Monate vorher bekommen, was eigentlich echt sehr gut war. Denn ja, unser erster Kontakt war erstmal über E-Mail und dann sind wir aber zu Instagram gewechselt, da meine Gastfamilie kein WhatsApp hat. Aber es war nicht so schlimm. Dann haben wir erstmal ein bisschen geschrieben. Dann haben wir auch schon unser erstes und einziges Zoom-Meeting vereinbart. Also das Zoom-Meeting war echt sehr gut, da man sich dann schon mal ein bisschen besser kennenlernen konnte und ja, einfach reden konnte, sich ein paar Fragen stellen konnte. Meine Gasteltern haben mich erstmal vom Flughafen abgeholt, mit einem Plakat, was sehr süß war. Dann sind wir erstmal nach Hause gefahren und haben mir erstmal eine Haustour gegeben. Und ich habe mich mit meinem Zimmer eingerichtet und so. Und ich würde sagen, am Anfang war ich eher so ein bisschen schüchtern, würde ich sagen. Das hat sich dann aber so nach 1-2 Wochen geändert. Am Anfang war ich eher so in meinem Zimmer. Ich glaube, das könnte auch daran liegen, dass ich so das von Deutschland gewohnt war. Dass ich so abends immer oder ja, so öfters in meinem Zimmer bin. Mittlerweile bin ich gar nicht mehr in meinem Zimmer. Also ich bin eigentlich hier immer im Wohnzimmer. War es ganz entspannt. Wir haben dann auch schon meine Fußballsachen gekauft, weil ich dann Fußball gespielt habe. Und jetzt kommen wir auch schon zu den Ausflügen. Also wir gehen oft shoppen oder wir fahren ans Meer oder ja, gehen wandern, gehen mit den Hunden spazieren. Das sind unsere Ausflüge. So ein typischer Alltag sieht so bei uns aus. Also in der Woche. Dann stehe ich erstmal auf und mache mich fertig für die Schule. Dann bringt mich meine Gastmutter zur Schule. Wir fahren circa 10 Minuten mit dem Auto. Und dann habe ich erstmal Schule. Ich habe 6 verschiedene Fächer am Tag. Das ist aber jeden Tag gleich. Nach der Schule habe ich dann meistens einen Sport. Nach dem Sport holt mich meine Gastmutter dann meistens ab. Und dann, wenn wir wieder zu Hause sind, kochen wir dann meistens und essen dann. Danach gehe ich meistens dann duschen und mache ich so ein bisschen fertig. Dann gucken wir meistens noch zusammen einen Film oder gucken eine Serie. Und dann gehen wir meistens ins Bett schon. Das ist so meistens unser Alltag. Und ja, mein Gastvater ist nur manchmal unter der Woche da er oft Nachtschicht hat oder Abendschicht. Und dann ist er halt oft nicht da. Ja, so sieht unser Alltag eigentlich aus. Dann werde ich jetzt meinen Gasteltern noch ein paar Fragen stellen. Und ja, ich hoffe aber schon mal, dass euch das Video gefallen hat.
Hello, my name's Nate. I'm Carlotta's host dad.
Hi, I'm Brianna. I am Carlotta's host mom.
And Carlotta told us that she's going to ask us some questions. So we're going to do our best job to answer them.
Have you already had an exchange student stay with you? Where did they come from?
Yes. We had 2 other exchange students. Last year, she was from France, and the year previous, she was from Georgia.
How did you come to the decision to welcome an exchange student into your family?
My aunt and uncle, when I was a teenager, they had an exchange student, and I always thought it was cool to learn about different countries and cultures. And Brie and I, we don't have kids, so we thought it'd be really kind of cool to learn about a different country and also welcome a kid into our house because our house is kind of quiet. And something we always wanted to do, and we saw the opportunity actually on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Someone on Facebook.
The local coordinator on Facebook posted about the opportunity, and so we got in contact with the coordinator, and here we are.
Yep, they helped us out with all the paperwork and what we had to do in our application, and because we never did it before, so they were really helpful in just showing us exactly what we needed.
What is the best part about hosting an exchange student?
I would say getting 2 things, getting to learn about other countries and also the involvement that it gives us within the community. Not having our own kids, we don't get to do as much within the schools. And so having an exchange student gives us that opportunity.
I also think for us, it's just quiet. I mean, there's not much going on, and it kind of changes up the everyday going to work lifestyle, bringing a kid into your house just livens it up and gives you something to do.
What was your favorite activity or trip that we did together? What else do we want to do together?
Well, what else do we want to do together? We have an upcoming trip to Las Vegas in April for spring break and to celebrate Carlotta's 17th birthday. And we're going to go see a Cirque du Soleil show in Las Vegas and eat a lot of good food and see the lights. So I'm really looking forward to that trip together. And then my favorite activity or trip that we have already done, I would say activity-wise, was basketball. I think basketball was a lot of fun and practicing together and going to the games.
For me, I think every event's cool. I mean, I think it's just fun seeing someone experience something for the first time. So anytime we can introduce the student to something new that they've never experienced or show them something that they've never seen, it's very rewarding for us. And I think every experience can be exciting.
Why did you choose me to stay with you?
I think choosing a student can be, I don't think it's really difficult. I think for Brie and I, for all of our students, not just Carlotta, we tried to pick things that we thought interest us. We wanted to have common interest. At the end of the day, we hang out with their student. We do a lot of stuff together and they're going to live with you for a year. So, picking a student, we try to pick students that we think match our lifestyles and share some of our same interests. Obviously, we think it's awesome if they're different. We want them to be themselves. But, we like the outdoors. So someone that showed interest in the outdoors, that works for us. Someone that likes sports, Carlotta's been in many sports, soccer and basketball. We really enjoy that. So, that's kind of what we go off of. Just things that we like. We pick a student that shares similar interest.
What was your first impression of me?
My first impression of Carlotta was she was very shy. Unfortunately, when Carlotta arrived, she arrived about 2 weeks prior to school starting, and Nate and I both had to work. I work from home, and first few weeks, Carlotta spent the most time in her room. Now she never spends time in her room. But that was my first impression, is that she was pretty shy and that it would take a little bit of coaxing to get her out of her shell.
What are difficulties of hosting a student and how do you deal with them?
One of the main difficulties would be just trying to get the student to break out of their shell a little bit. You're going to be here for a year, so there's nothing to be afraid of. I imagine most families are very accepting of who you are and they're very excited. And, just to get comfortable with your new family and don't be afraid to be who you are.
I would agree. And with us not having kids of our own, we don't have that connection with other kids, the student's age. And so it really does fall upon the student when they're with the host family that either A, doesn't have kids, B, has kids that don't live at home anymore, or who are much younger. And so if the student is shy and is having difficulty asking kids to hang out, that is where I think the host parents need to step up and really encourage and more or less push the student to step out of their shell, get out of their comfort zone because they've already traveled across the world to be here. And I think that can be, not that it's a negative, but it is difficult to help a student who's shy and having a hard time speaking and asking friends to do things.
Would you recommend becoming a host family and why?
Yes, and I have. And because it's just a neat experience, yeah. It's different. It's not the norm. I had never known anyone who had hosted an exchange student until I met Nate and he told me about his aunt and uncle. And since we've started hosting, I've shared it with a variety of friends and family. And I have a few friends who opted to try out hosting an exchange student.
Yeah, I think it's a blast. And I think each student, all of our students are completely different. And we've enjoyed every one of them. It's really neat to just have that experience as host parents. I think it also gets you to do things that maybe you wouldn't normally do because you want to show your student a good time and show them the world and everything it has to offer. And they're interested in your life and they want to know about it. So it gives you an opportunity to share your life with them as well.
How do you solve conflicts with the exchange students in the family?
Communication. You have to, first lay down the foundation and let them know some of the requirements and, house rules, and make sure that they understand. And if there's any conflict, talk to them about why it's upsetting you or why it needs to be done a different way, and just have that open door of communication.
Yeah, and I think the foundation's important. If there's something that you really, truly want or don't want, I think the students truly want to make you happy. So, let them know from the beginning. And it's a learning process throughout the year. You discover things you do like and you don't like, and, be able to talk about it. And Bree and I were very open to any kind of criticism. We're not perfect. So if there's something we could do better, we'd want the student to tell us, and we hope that they feel comfortable telling us. And we hope that you would do the same thing with your student, and vice versa. Carlotta is very easy to get along with, and we have no problem talking to her, and she's very respectful. And, we haven't had any issues. And if we did, we would feel comfortable to talk to her, no problem.
Why should an exchange student stay in your country?
That's a tough question. I don't know why people want to come here. No, we obviously love our country. America is very big. It's very spread out. I know in Europe, there's a lot of public transportation and buses, and you can go from major city to major city very easily. For us, our cities are spaced out a little bit further. It's difficult to see more than maybe one or two cities when you're here. We don't have the history that other countries have. Obviously, America is a new country, so we don't have that deep, rich history that the rest of the world has. And I will tell you this, what you see of America, like when you watch movies in Hollywood, that's not really America. That's a very, very small portion of our country. And what you see on movies is probably unlikely going to happen. Normal, everyday American life is very different than what you see on TV.
That would be my answer, is to see the difference of what movies show America to be versus what America actually is. And I also think, America is known around the world, and there's a lot of stereotypes for Americans and America, and come here and see if they're true or not. And I think America is a great opportunity to just see the way different people live. And so, if you want to come to another country, why not America?
Is it hard for you to say goodbye to exchange students?
Yes.
It's very emotional time. It's hard. It's very hard.
Mm-hmm. And I think the student plays a role in how emotional it is as well. When you have a student that has also connected with you and they're very sad to go, it makes it even more sad for the host parents to say goodbye to. It's
very hard. It's extremely difficult.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I can ask you the question.
You're welcome. Bye.